Disturbing new video appears to support some of the accusations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
We want to warn you that this video you're about to see is extremely graphic. The surveillance footage that was captured inside of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016 allegedly shows Combs assaulting then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hallway. A now settled lawsuit filed by Ventura claimed that she was trying to leave the hotel after a drunken Combs punched her. The video appears to show Combs chasing her down the hall, throwing her to the ground, and then repeatedly kicking her. So far, there's been no comment from Combs or his attorney.
The drama surrounding Sean Diddy Combs and Meek Mill has taken yet another explosive turn. Just when you think things can't get any more chaotic, a leaked video allegedly involving Diddy and Meek Mill has sent social media into a frenzy, and the cherry on top, Diddy's attorney has thrown a full-blown tantrum, sparking even more controversy. Buckle up, because this story has everything: scandal, accusations, and a whole lot of drama here. The internet is buzzing with claims that an incriminating video featuring Diddy and Meek Mill has surfaced. While the authenticity of the video remains in question, its timing couldn't be worse. He's already in hot water following his arrest in September, and this video has only added fuel to the fire. What's wild is that this isn't the first time Meek Mill's name has been dragged into Diddy's controversies. Earlier this year, explicit audio allegedly featuring the two made rounds online, tied to a lawsuit filed by Lil Rod accusing Diddy of C*U assault.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video is pornographic in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
All right. I wanted to ask you about the police report we talked about, but when your client came out, obviously the neighbor knew. Did she talk to her family? Did she talk to her friends? Did she have another lawyer? Let's go back to your client.
So at the time, she, as most rape victims are, they feel a lot of shame.
Absolutely.
And they don't want to vocalize what happened to them because then it makes it real. So they just internalize it and get over it. And due to the high profile nature that it was Mr. Combs who did this, she was afraid for her life. She was concerned that if she was to come forward and say something, that no one would believe her, because we're talking about 2018 when Mr. Combs was still pretty much at the height of his career, still very much so an icon and influential figure.
But Meek Mill isn't taking this lying down. The rapper has clapped back at these allegations, calling them part of a smear campaign. He's adamant that the audio and now possibly the video are manipulated or AI generated. According to Meek, there's a deliberate effort to tarnish his name and silence his influence as a powerful black man in the hip-hop industry.
Just a young girl from Northern California who's gonna believe that he had done something to her like this. So she didn't tell anybody. She did not hire an attorney. All she did was make the police report in the hopes that maybe the police would try to investigate and come up with anything. But she said she kind of felt from the police that they were disregarding what she was saying, even without saying Mr. Combs' name. So she didn't feel any confidence that revealing his name would have done anything.
Sure. I mean, but there's a police report.
Yeah.
I mean, that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, you know, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint that was made. I'll attach the numbers so everyone can see that this is a real number and can go to the police department there and request their own copy of that police report that was made back in 2018.
Well, that's going to be a huge deal when it happens, obviously, so we want to follow up on that. Did Mr. Combs have any reaction? Do you know if he was interviewed? I mean, he was named in the police report?
I don't think so. Based on what she said, she really felt that the police were trying to bury this and disregard her claims and not really investigate, which is another reason why a lot of victims don't report these things to the police. We have to address the elephant in the room is that we have victims, especially women, who go to the police, who are typically men, who don't actually investigate these things. They victim blame, they victim shame, and women don't feel safe or even protected to even make these claims because they don't think they'll be taken seriously, nor will their claims be investigated.
Right. Well, your client should be proud of herself for filing that claim and making that call and going for help, because that's a huge deal. And of course, these are allegations. We want to say that. What was it like for you when you got this phone call, when you realized what you were going to be stepping into?
After talking to her, I just wanted to protect her. I just wanted to help her. She seemed as somebody very broken by this experience. And it was very concerning for me to hear her saying these things and expressing this very deep trauma associated with what happened to her. I just wanted to make sure that, number one, she was heard and we can get her voice to the masses, and maybe Mr. Combs will actually, like right now we're starting to see, will actually face some type of consequences for what he's done.
Now here's where things get even juicier. Diddy's attorney, clearly rattled by the leak, reportedly went into a full meltdown during a press conference. The lawyer vehemently denied the video's authenticity, accusing unknown parties of orchestrating a targeted attack against his client. While the attorney's outrage is understandable, his emotional outburst has only added to the spectacle. People are questioning whether the drama is an attempt to distract from the real issues or if there's genuine fear about what might come next.
Number Short, the actor, recently did an interview where he said that Diddy called him and asked him to come to his hotel room at 2 a.m. He said, "Who's over there right now?" No, it's just me. And he said his wife was looking at him crazy and everything else like that. I don't necessarily see a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? If a mogul calls me to want to have a business meeting with me at 2 a.m. in his room, so what? I would do it.
I mean, we're men.
Yeah.
It better be some money out the deal.
Right.
Because if I get up at 2 a.m., I go over there and he says, "I really like your jacket."
Make sure you wear your jacket when you come over.
Bring that special jacket. We gonna move some furniture. Where's your jacket? Then we were so wild, man. You know how it was.
Yeah,
You know,
I can imagine if you're a woman and a man asks you to come to her hotel room at 2 a.m. and you know, you're a little unsure about, but if it's a man asking another man,
like I said,
I would do it. I wouldn't see a problem with it.
It better be some business. It better be some money.
Okay.
When I walk out there, it'd be like, "Oh man,
I mean, what's he gonna do? Hold me down and rape me in the room? Like
where's the jacket? Where's the jacket? That was Trey Songz.
Well, but you know what's crazy? There's a new lawsuit accusing Diddy of sexual assault, whatever, from a man, and in the paperwork, it's implied that Meek Mill and Usher were somehow involved in this whole situation.
See, I don't know.
Did you ever see the picture though of Meek Mill and Puffy with matching outfits?
Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. Stop playing.
Hold on.
Meek Mill, on the other hand, has been vocal about how these controversies are impacting him. In a series of posts on X, formerly Twitter, he expressed frustration over the alleged use of bots to amplify false narratives. Meek wrote they manipulated these devices so bad I'm not with them. He even shared a screen recording of the relentless notifications he's been receiving showing the scale of the online harassment.
With the head side like that, we wish we had Vlad's jacket, but
That's not my jacket, by the way. Although the colors are actually somewhat similar. It's kind of like the black and brown kind of. I'm just
that
saying.
is not a real picture,
It's
Vlad.
a real picture.
I think that's it can be.
It's a real picture.
If that's the case, I have only experienced nothing but respect from Diddy.
The rapper didn't stop there. He reflected on his journey from the streets of Philadelphia to global fame, emphasizing the challenges he's faced as a black man in the spotlight. He said, "My voice so powerful as a black man from the ghetto worldwide. They want it gone. I'm a real king, straight out the trenches, under control of no human." His words resonate with many, highlighting the systemic issues black artists often face when they rise to prominence.
Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, my man, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood shit. Whereas that he's dressing the same shit. He dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all that other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
But not everyone is buying Meek's narrative. Critics argue that his claims of a smear campaign might be a way to deflect attention from the allegations. Some have pointed out that Meek's defensive tone and dismissive remarks about the rumors, like calling them unseen black ghetto kid stuff, don't do much to clear his name. Instead, they fuel the fire, leaving fans and critics alike to wonder, is this all part of a larger conspiracy, or is there some truth behind the accusations? The final lap, was it I may do a stadium tour, okay May, or is it already in the works? Well, it's an in the works they start putting together territories they wanted to come back, but I won't do the same type of arena as I did last time. If it's not the stadium, then I'll just go home. Do you enjoy the live crowd or the music aspect of it, or do you prefer, being in the studio acting? I really enjoyed the tour this time. This last tour was cool. And it because I didn't have the pressure of releasing the album before it, so I wasn't doing so much new material that I had to concentrate on that. While doing the show, it was like I know everything, all the words, I'm ready, let's go, let me just figure out what's physically happening during the show. And let's go. So television, they said they on strike. And I said I'm on tour, smart, have options, all right. 50 Cent. We thank you so much for your time, really appreciate it. Appreciate 50 Cent for that conversation. If you can't wait until a possible stadium tour, tickets are available for his Planet Hollywood residency in Las Vegas going from December 27 to the 31st, and then 2 more dates in the beginning of January. As this story develops, it's clear that the battle between truth and fiction will play out not just in the courtroom, but also in the court of public opinion. Whether Meek Mill and Diddy can do this storm remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, the world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. And thanks for watching Celebrity Spill, guys.